Hi, Ashton. What's that?
This is a SlimFast shake. I'm doing the SlimFast program to lose weight, and you can drink this instead of meals.
Wait, so you just have to replace a few meals a day with those? How many?
Well, the program says I can lose 1 to 2 pounds per week, and all I have to do is replace 2 meals per day with these shakes. I can have one free meal per day with no guidelines, and I can also have three snacks as long as they're 100 calories or less.
So you don't have to exercise or anything?
Well, they actually say best results occur if I exercise daily with high water intake.
How do you know this isn't harmful? Is there any scientific research to support this diet?
Well, if you go on the website, they have a whole section with studies. They also say a registered dietitian supports it. So, yeah, I think so.
Sounds a little fishy to me. We should look into what some of these studies are to see if they're credible. It may not be enough that one dietitian supports the plan.
Okay, let's see. Well, if you look at this study that they have listed on their website, 58 participants were randomized to a control group weight loss plan or a meal replacement weight loss plan like SlimFast. Both groups had a 3 month phase where they were in the program to lose weight, followed by a 48-month follow up phase where they would check back in on their weight loss progress. They found that people with overweight or obesity were able to lose weight on the SlimFast plan. In fact, the group that used SlimFast lost more weight than the control group and decreased their levels of cholesterol. They also kept this weight off for 4 whole years. So that shows that SlimFast works and is even better than normal diets.
Hmm. Okay. Well, it seems like there might be quite a bit of research supporting SlimFast as an effective diet for people who have overweight or obesity. But let's take a closer look at some of these studies. We can start with the one you just mentioned. It says here that the study was funded by SlimFast.
Well, wouldn't that be a good thing?
Actually, not really. When a company funds research, it increases the risk of bias to sway the results of the study in their favor. In this case, since SlimFast is contributing to the study, the researchers had extra incentive to support the SlimFast products with their findings. This is a phenomenon called experimenter bias.
Oh, I see. So the researchers could have intentionally or unintentionally found the results that SlimFast produces more weight loss because they wanted to support the product where the funding came from.
Exactly. Also, since there was no blinding to group assignment in these conditions, that increases the risk of bias as well because the researchers knew which group the participants were in.
So you're saying that this study isn't as reliable as it seems. I guess it's important to assess bias levels in the studies by looking at conflicts of interest and limitations when determining whether to trust a product.
Definitely. In this article, the researchers did a meta analysis on 6 studies where they included 249 participants in a meal replacement group and 238 in a control group that followed a low calorie diet. And the results of this study showed that there was more weight loss in the meal replacement condition, which shows support for SlimFast. But there are also a lot of limitations that are important to consider, including the fact that each participant was instructed to follow a specific diet and exercise plan, which is not the case with the SlimFast plan, as we've mentioned before. The small sample size means that the results don't have a lot of power, and two of the researchers work for SlimFast, so there's a potential researcher bias and significant conflict of interest. While this research on the surface supports SlimFast as an effective weight loss tool, there's a lot of bias and low validity involved that put those findings into question. Another thing that I noticed is that most of the studies on their website recruited participants who had overweight or obesity. This calls into question whether SlimFast is applicable or safe to use if you don't have overweight or obesity.
Well, I can't relate to those people anyway because they're in a study.
What do you mean? Studies are supposed to be applicable to real life.
Yeah, but these people have to check in with the researchers on their weight loss progress. So they have an expectation to keep losing weight and they're held accountable to that. I do it by myself, so I don't have that accountability. So I don't know how I'm supposed to identify with the people in this study.
That's a good point. That would make it easier for participants in a study to stick to the diet than people in real life if they're checking in with people. I wonder if any studies have been done on people outside of an experiment setting.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it. So I wonder why they're advertising this product for just anyone. I mean, right now it only seems to apply to a specific population.
Yeah, that's true. Let's look up what some of the potential risk factors may be.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, wait, this one looks interesting. This study is testing meal replacement products like SlimFast on people who don't have overweight. They were looking to see if products like SlimFast are enough for astronauts to feel satisfied during missions by classifying 16 of them into conditions of consuming meal replacements for a day or eating normal breakfast. They found that those in the meal replacement condition had significantly more negative affect, depression, hostility, and anxiety than the normal breakfast condition. The researchers noted that the astronauts consumed less than they were supposed to, speaking to the acceptability of meal replacements as a food to them. Some of the participants even started skipping meals that were supposed to be meal replacements. They found that those who skipped meal replacements often had cravings for more savory and fatty foods.
Oh, yeah. So the meal replacement group showed a decrease in mood and they didn't like the taste or textures of their products over time.
Yes. And that would definitely make it hard for someone to stick to the program. It's also concerning that the decrease in mood occurred for those who did not have overweight or obesity, since that could apply to me.
That's kind of scary. There doesn't seem to be a lot of research looking into the negative psychological effects of this diet. And this study only looked at a small niche population, so there are some issues of applicability.
There definitely should be more studies addressing that, especially given how popular these are in commercial settings. I wonder what other risks there are for these products.
Hey, look. Yikes. This article says that people who are on the meal replacement diet, like SlimFast, were more likely to use it as an excuse not to exercise or engage in other healthy behaviors. They surveyed 490 women who used either meal replacement products or did not, and they measured frequency of meal replacement use, beliefs related to meal replacements, eating styles, and nutrition knowledge. They found that most women who used the meal replacements used them frequently and had higher nutrition knowledge than the other group. However, they also found that women using meal replacements were more likely to view the products as compensation for overeating and to use them to replace other healthy behaviors. So, for instance, meal replacement users were less likely to believe in the importance of exercise or vegetable consumption while using the products. Interestingly, there was an association between restricted eating and overeating behaviors and the use of meal replacement products. The researchers suggest that this could be a problem for people with binge eating disorder and other eating disorders. But also, they say that the diet could be helpful for people who need to cope with guilt from overeating. And while the study is informative, it has some bias because it looks like they recruited their sample from the customer base of a meal replacement company that also funded the study.
Wow, yeah, that's not good. Everyone needs to eat fruits and vegetables, even if they're on a specific diet like SlimFast.
Speaking of fruits and veggies, what's in this anyway?
Well, there's actually a lot of sugar in these shakes. That's what makes it taste so good. Hmm. On the bottle, one of the ingredients is sucralose. Let's look at what that is.
Well, this article says that sucralose is a non nutritive sweetener, meaning it's low in calories or doesn't have calories at all.
Hmm. So maybe that's one reason why SlimFast helps with weight loss, because the sugar in them doesn't have as many calories as normal sugar.
Well, I think the SlimFast plan has been effective in weight loss mainly because of the lack of real meals rather than the ingredients in the shake. The study specifically looked at 7 randomized controlled trials and 30 cohort studies, which look at a particular group over time, to assess the association between non nutritive sweeteners and cardiometabolic risks like BMI. The results showed that non nutritive sweetener consumption in the long term are associated with increases in BMI, weight, and waist circumference. So, even though SlimFast says it's low in sugar, it still has a type of sugar that may not promote the type of weight loss intended by SlimFast. And consuming a lot of sucralose in SlimFast products over time can actually be harmful.
Yikes. That makes me wonder about the other ingredients in these shakes. Let's research this one, carrageenan. I've never heard of that before.
Okay. This study by Tobacman, Wallace, and Zimmerman says that carrageenan is a thickener for foods like ice cream and milk. They examined how carrageenan could be connected to cancer by taking data from the food industry on the use of water soluble polymers like carrageenan and cancer incidence. The results showed that a correlation between polymer use and mammary carcinoma during this time occurred. So the study suggests that carrageenan may be connected to breast cancer.
That is so scary. It seems to me that while SlimFast promotes their shakes as a healthy way to lose weight, there sure seems to be research about the harmful health effects of the processed ingredients. This makes me wonder if the shakes would be harmful to people that use them outside the recommended plan because of the ingredients like sucralose and carrageenan.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. But if you look at the website, they have a bunch of people who tell their stories and look like they're really able to improve their lives on the SlimFast plan.
Yeah, those people look like they improved in terms of weight loss, but we don't actually know anything about their overall health after adopting SlimFast or if they kept the weight off after that was posted. We also don't know anything about people who did SlimFast and didn't see any improvement. So maybe we aren't really getting the full picture here.
Yeah, that is interesting. And I noticed that the people in the after pictures are often wearing slimming clothes while smiling compared to the before pictures, which show people frowning in unflattering poses. This might be a deceptive way of transforming their bodies to look like they lost more weight than they did.
Yeah, that's an interesting detail. I also saw this study that talks about the harm of the thin ideal and how it increases body dissatisfaction. The researchers compiled 25 studies with 43 effect sizes in a meta analysis to show that body satisfaction significantly decreases after looking at pictures that fit this thin ideal. While the results of this analysis are weakened by the fact that half of the studies did not measure body satisfaction before exposing participants to thin ideal images, it shows a distinctive pattern that's supported by a lot of other research. It seems that the before photos show people that don't meet the thin ideal, and the after pictures show a body closer to the thin ideal. Since looking at pictures of people who are thin can hurt people's satisfaction with their own bodies, wouldn't it be better to avoid highlighting images that perpetuate a standard of beauty that is harmful?
Yeah, I really think the SlimFast website should be more focused on overall health rather than how people looked after doing a diet. So, after researching all this and seeing how the company promotes its product, how do you feel about continuing this program?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I now see that there isn't an overwhelming pool of research that strongly supports this plan for someone like me who does not have overweight or obesity. I really just wanted to lose some weight. But since I don't have overweight and some of these ingredients aren't as healthy, such as the sucralose and carrageenan, I think it would be more beneficial to me to adapt my behavior and just live a healthier lifestyle overall. Also, I don't love how the program enforces being thin so much. I just want to be healthy.